This is 3-1, parallel and perpendicular lines. The first 4 warm-up problems are vocabulary words. Try these, pause the video, and then I'll give you the answers when you're ready to hit play. There are the 4 terms for the vocabulary warm-up. Let's take a look at some of the new vocabulary. The first one, parallel lines are coplanar, do not intersect. Notice that parallel lines have this symbol that looks like an 11. So when I write the 2 lines that are parallel, which are actually on the figure marked with these arrowheads, so line AB and line EF, for instance, so I would say line AB, make sure I have my line up above, is parallel, that 11 basically tipped to the side, to EF. And another one is the one that has 2 arrowheads, which is EG and FH. So I could also say EG, line EG is parallel to line FH. Okay, perpendicular lines intersect at 90 degrees. Perpendicular lines have this upside down T, and they're marked on a figure with this right angle box. So the perpendicular lines could be, for instance, line EG is perpendicular to line GH. That's just one pair. So if I do another one, I could say, for instance, line EA is perpendicular to line AB. Just be careful with your symbols. Okay, skew lines are not coplanar, not parallel, and do not intersect. Basically, they have no relationship whatsoever. So, for example, you could say like EG and DH. So line EG, and DH. There's no symbol for skew lines that we're going to use, so DH, that should say. So that's our answer. Okay, parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So think of that as top and bottom of this figure. So like the top is like that and the bottom's like that. Planes are names with 3 letters, so I could say, for instance, plane EAB is parallel to, with that tipped 11, plane GCD. Basically, I'm saying the top and bottom pieces are parallel to parallel planes. Feel free to pause the video here and try example 1 before I provide you with the answers. Okay, I know that line NK is parallel to line ML because of the arrows on the figure. I just removed my arrowheads on my lines because these are actually line segments this time. So anyway, the next one, example 1B, is a pair of skew segments. Skew segments, remember, have basically no relationship at all. So I picked NK and MR as an example, but there are others on here. A pair of perpendicular segments. Well, when I think perpendicular, I'm looking for my 90-degree right angle box there. So I can find 2 lines like NS and SR that are perpendicular in a pair of parallel planes. So I could do, for instance, the top and bottom. So up top, I could have like plane NKL is parallel to the bottom, which I could call SPQ. Okay, in the next image, you want to see that we have a couple of lines. Let me highlight them, like line R and line S, and they have a transversal crossing through. It's like an intersecting line that hits both of them. Oops. And when this happens, we end up with an interior and an exterior. Think of the interior as the road. Tried to color that gray, but that didn't work out for me. And think of the exterior like the grass. So the first thing it says here, transversal is a line that intersects two coplanar lines at two different points. List a transversal. Well, since it's a line, then I'm going to name it like I would a line. And I'm going to call this line T. The transversal is line T. Next one says corresponding angles lie on the same side of the transversal. List 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Okay, so since they are on the same side of the transversal, what that means, I'll just clear this so we can see well. So, for instance, 2 and 6, they're sitting in the same spot. If you look at the full intersection that I'm blocking off here, they're both in the top right. So angle 2 and angle 6. Okay, alternate interior angles. Well, those would be angles that are inside, but they're on alternate sides of the transversal. So they're in the interior, but they're on alternate sides of the transversal. There's 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. That would be angle 3 and angle 6 is one pair, and angle 4 and angle 5 is another pair. I just realized that we're supposed to list 4 pairs of corresponding angles, so I'm going back up. I did angle 2 and 6, but in the top left would have been like angle 1 and angle 5. In the bottom left is angle 3, so angle 3 matches angle 7. And the last one, angle 4 and angle 8. Alternate exterior now is sort of the same idea. They're exterior on the outside, and they're alternate on opposite sides. So for instance, angle 2 and angle 7. And another pair would be angle 1 and angle 8. Okay, this one, same side interior angles lie on the same side of the transversal between the other 2 lines. So they're interior, but they're on the same side. So for instance, 3 and 5 are on the same side of the transversal. List 2 pairs. So one pair is angle 3 and angle 5, and the other one is angle 4 and angle 6. Okay, classifying pairs of angles. So give an example of each, an example of corresponding. Corresponding are the ones that are sitting in the same position, like top right, for instance. So angle 2 and angle 6. Okay, alternate interior angles. Well, those are interior. They're on the inside. I'll color that in blue. And then there are alternate, opposite sides of the transversal. So for instance, angle 3 and angle 5. Alternate exterior angles would be in the exterior and on opposite sides of the transversal. So for instance, angle 2 and angle 8. And same side interior. Well, same side interior would be on the inside in the interior, but on the same side. So for instance, angle 4 and angle 5.